Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Enough stalling, let's jump into something I should have done about 24 hours ago and finally finish up the retrospective for The Legend of Outcast Island, Season 9. So, at this point in the game, we have two people on Outcast Island, D-Rolled and Costa Freak, and we have a final 7 after Adventure Blue Dude got brought back, and that final 7 consists of preparation, ha 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 ha. Ooh, like I said, Adventure Blue Dude, Imagineer 2017, Thrill, Disney Sun, Hack, Future Imagineer, and, I mean, of course, at this point, of course, you have to have Monkey! With the smiley face, exclamation point, eyes, and everything. So, yeah, we all know what goes down this project. Adventure Blue Dude, he basically gets blindsided, and not only does Adventure Blue Dude get blindsided, but so does Imagineer. I brought up the fact that D-Rolled actually used the Outsider Ceremony power to send Imagineer 2017 to Outcast Island. That actually happened in the Merge project, Project 6. But yeah, more importantly, Adventure Blue Dude, he was, like, the victim of another very unfortunate set of circumstances in that he went on vacation. And as you all know, if you go on vacation, you have to tell your team. And that still doesn't guarantee you that you're not going to get eliminated, but at least they know where you are. So, Adventure Blue Dude, I mean, he dropped off the face of the earth for a week, and it's like a week is long enough for us to question whether or not something's seriously going on, or, you know, if your computer's broke or something like that. So, yeah, straight back to Outcast Island after a long stint, after opening Walt's Vault and getting him sent straight there at the beginning of the game. So, at this point, Adventure Blue Dude is kind of like the Matt Elrod of the season. Oh god, if anyone actually watches Survivor. Matt Elrod was the goody-good Christian guy who got blindsided by Boston Rob the first time his Ometepe tribe went to tribal council. Oh wait, no, the second time, because Francesco was the first one voted out. Second person blindsided, complete blindside, because he was a big, strong guy. And then he gets back from Redemption Island, and Boston Rob blindsides him right out of the game. He just shows no mercy. And I feel like that's how it was for Adventure Blue Dude. It was just like, I don't know, the vibe this season is really weird, because on one hand, it's really competitive and strategic and cutthroat. On another hand, people just weren't really having a good time. And that really started to show in the next project, Project 7, which was to design a tourist trap. Project 7, this will go down in history as the one project in So You Want to Be an Imagineer that was never completed. The project for Project 6 was to design a Chuck E. Cheese type attraction in Disney style, like a family fun center, if you will. I really wanted to do this project for a while, actually, after reading a Jim Hill Media article about it, about an idea for one that they had a long time ago. And, I don't know, I just find the idea of, again, branching out from the theme parks. I always like to do that, and it's one of those things where it always kind of gets a little bit of a mixed result, but I find it to be an interesting experiment, at least. But, coming off of that, yeah, the tourist trap really wasn't the best project to do. And this hit a point where the satisfaction level for the season and people's interest in it just completely dropped, just exponentially. And everyone's favorite Simeon, Monkey, he dropped out, and he made a pretty memorable exit speech to go along with it about how the course of the game had changed for the better, I mean for the worse and not for the better. And, you know, I mean, at the time, I was just trying to, it just kind of became one of those things where it's like, when I first signed on to be the game master, So You Want to Be an Imagineer, I was all pure about it and all, like, you know, into the creative game. But as time went on, as the strategies developed, especially when we got into the team-based gameplay, I really did kind of become a classic, like, sort of greedy, like, producer who overly manipulates the game in some ways. I mean, I never once tried to give any sort of an advantage to particular players or anything like that, but I was always looking to throw stuff into the game that would really significantly shake the game up. And yeah, so Monkey drops out, and that was a big loss to us. But just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, just like the Disney Store project in Season 8, Project 8 was if Project Portal wasn't the defining project of the season, Project 8 definitely was. It was to do a full-blown Batman, the ride. And no, not just a standard off-the-shelf Six Flags roller coaster, but a full-blown audio animatronics and everything, complete immersive experience. I believe at this point we've got two teams. We've got Team Date. At this point we've got two bloopers. Ha 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 ha. At this point we've got two teams. So at this point we're working off of two basic teams. Team Davis in the main game and Team Bluth carrying over on Outcast Island. Team Davis, I believe in particular, designed the Batman project that I really think is just pretty legendary. The thing I remember about the most was that they made two things. Is that they made Robin kind of more of a main character than Batman was, in a way, but they also kept the Robin humor, like the kind of corny Adam West Robin sort of humor, and he had a lot of one-liners. The whole thing of it was that Robin was controlling the Batmobile from the Batcave while you were on the ride, and I thought that was clever, extremely clever. All the ideas for the Batman project were good, but it just impressed me that they were able to incorporate something as kind of taboo as Robin into it and do it in such a great way. So, looking at my handy-dandy notes, which I'll be shamelessly referring to because I'm just professional like that. Yeah, don't you forget it. Don't you forget that I'm going to look at my notes. Looking at the notes. It appears that on Outcast Island, Thrill got sent back there. Thrill is one of those people where he would really shine more in Season 10. In Season 9, I really wasn't a huge fan of his. I mean, he was kind of just over the line of someone who was just there. But he did contribute some good work a little later on. And so then we get to Project 9, which is the attraction-based movie. This is actually where Thrill really shined. This is Thrill's big definitive moment in Season 9. And it was when he designed a Phantom Mesa-based, a Thunder Mesa-based movie. Not just a Phantom Manor movie, mind you, but a movie that encompassed all of the Thunder Mesa Frontierland section of Disneyland Paris. I thought this was genius. Like, I really because it's like, Thunder Mesa plays out like a movie if you walk through it in real life, or at least I've kind of gotten that impression just based on what I've seen of it. And it's, I don't know, there's just certain things about it, like, I know there's this like really cryptic, really creepy stone statue of this lonely looking woman on the river, and it's just, every time I see it, it just creeps me out. It's like that whole area has a general vibe and atmosphere to it that's just like, ugh. So, yeah, I really loved that project. But the interesting thing that happened with the attraction-based movie, I'm sorry, this video is not very, I just really want to move on to Season 10, because I'm just, at this point, I just feel like I'm just operating and, I'm trying to lay down the railroad tracks and the train's just coming up right behind me, because the train is going to be the fact that the sign-ups are starting tomorrow, bright and early tomorrow, and that's for Season 11, but moving on, just to get through Season 9. First of all, Future Imagineer drops out of the game, and it's interesting to note that Future Imagineer, he definitely be a more pivotal character in Season 10, where he was actually a pretty decent threat to win the whole way through. But in Season 9, Future Imagineer, he was the classic spunky underdog. He was the classic sort of Costa Freak sort of character. And, I famously, in the So You Want to Be an Imagineer blog, which, by the way, I think I'm gonna resurrect that blog, or at least post up some of my project commentaries, because they're all interesting reads from back in the day and really does give you even more of a historical perspective of what was in my head at the time. But in the blog, famously in my cast assessment, I said Future Imagineer had the least chance of winning the game. And throughout the whole rest of the season, when Future Imagineer actually played, he totally blew me away. So props to him, seriously, because he is easily he's like a prototype of what I want in a player, in that he's enthusiastic, he creates a lot of good ideas, and he has a strategic side to him, which I'll get to at the end of the video. I have something else about PM Gate I need to get to. But the big iconic strategic moment that happened in Project 9 was that Imagineer and Adventure Blue Dude collaborated to send Disney Sun to Outcast Island. Now, the thing with Disney Sun is that at this point he had basically become Basket Buddy 2.0. Like, everyone knew he was most likely getting a seat in the finals. To tell you the truth, Disney Sun was really a big, I don't know, his role in Season 9 it was just odd in a way, because I personally don't like to see players just steamroll. I always think it's boring. So, but you can't fault the guy, because he's easily one of the most detailed and creative people that's ever played. So it's just a really sticky situation with him. I don't know. It's just he's almost too good for the game. That's what it comes down to. He's almost too freaking good for the game. It's like, when he plays, it's almost not fair to the other people, if that makes any sense. I mean, I don't know. I know I got a lot of crap during the season on my blogs for kind of coming under attack for Disney Sun for a few things, most specifically his quote-unquote Napoleon complex, which he may or may not have had. I may have just been hyping that up a little, but I don't know. I was kind of thinking, it was just the fact that he had so much power that season. Like, every round, it's like you knew that there wasn't even a chance that he was going to get eliminated. So, he gets sent to Outcast Island. The interesting thing about this, though, is that now on Outcast Island, you have Disney Sun by himself with Thrill, who at this point in the season had been a competent but not really so much powerful player. He hadn't really blown anything out of the park. I mean, his Phantom Manor project was good, but it wasn't super spectacular by any means. So really, it was always kind of like in between Thrill and Disney Sun getting a spot in the final three, because one person from Outcast Island and two people from the main game were going to get a spot in the final three. I almost kind of feel like Imagineer and Adventure Blue Dude strategically would have been better off if they would have stuck it out with Disney Sun and sent Hack to Outcast Island instead. And then, that way, Adventure Blue Dude and Imagineer 2017, who are both extremely talented and both do really good standalone projects, they could maybe fight it out with Disney Sun mano a mano, and that way both of them could potentially get into the final three. Because as it was now, sure enough, Imagineer got eliminated in 4th place, Thrill was eliminated in 5th place, and we had our final three of Adventure Blue Dude, Hack, and Disney Sun. Now, yeah, Imagineer and Adventure Blue Dude, they really were strategic partners throughout a good portion of the game. Adventure Blue Dude, if you're watching this, please forgive me if I flub up some of these details, but I believe when you two first started working together was when you were on Outcast Island on your own after the merge. And I think that's when you started just having each other's backs and wanting to get back into the main game. And I know for a fact that the Disney Sun thing was a creative move, so yeah. So, the final project. Well, wait, I should quickly mention Adventure Blue Dude's Lost project, because Lost was really a thing that was hanging over the season like this dark, heavy, storm. I mean, nobody wanted to touch Lost. Nobody. It was one of those things that nobody was looking forward to. Adventure Blue Dude, who actually probably, out of everyone, he had the least experience in the TV show, he actually came out with a project that was far and away my favorite of the bunch. His was in Disney MGM Studios, even though I specifically told him not to put it in MGM Studios. I told you not to. It's okay, because it totally worked out anyways. And what he did was he incorporated a place that was outside of the burn of the park, so it was way off to the side, and he made his ride all outdoors, and that's what I loved about it specifically. It just flowed really well, and it also, I believe, I'm not sure if it was Adventure Blue Dude or Disney Sun who had the queue that was going through the airport, but whoever did, there was this queue that went through this airport and simulated a crash and everything that really impressed me. I'm pretty sure it was Disney Sun, because I'm pretty sure the whole airport section was meant to segue from the studio to the far away part of the park where the ride would be. So major props to you for that Adventure Blue Dude, because that's seriously still one of my favorite projects. It might just go on the top 10 list if we ever get to that. So then we have the final three. And the final project is to outline your social, creative, and strategic game throughout the season. And in order to outline the creative game, you can do both a Blue Sky project and revise a previous project from the season. I warned them right away, do not have the creative project be the main emphasis. You need to emphasize your strategic game and your social game just as much. This is why Adventure Blue Dude won and Disney Sun lost. Straight up. Disney Sun, again, you're unquestionably one of the huge major powerhouse players, right up there with Basket Buddy and King Mickey, right up in the top 3, I'd say. But at the end of the day, Adventure Blue Dude was just overall more social and definitely more strategic. The season's fundamentally flawed in a way if you think about it, because the reason why Adventure Blue Dude got the win, when it comes down to it, it had a lot to do with the fact that he got sent to Outcast Island 2 times. And because he got sent to Outcast Island, he was sort of forced into scenarios where he really had to be strategic and aggressive. Whereas Disney Sun, like I said, floated through the game the whole time based on his undeniably killer creative skills. But at the end of the day, this is a game where, having good creative skills might get you to the end, but it might not necessarily win you the game. So, it's a weird season. It's, like I've said, it's one of the 2 seasons that I consider to be just on a very core base level fundamentally flawed. But at the same time, I feel like it's, again, kind of like Season 5, it's an essential sort of bumpy stepping stone. And the 10th season of the game, the Anniversary Edition, that is where things really came to a head, and no controversy at all. Really, there was hardly anything controversial at all about Season 10. Just a lot of really great players and really great projects, so I'm excited to get into all that. And yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I hope that by the end of the night, I will have the Season 10 retrospectives up. Don't quote me on that, but I'll probably have at least one of them up. And the sign-up thread for Season 11, where No Mind has gone before, will be up tomorrow morning, so take a look at that. And also, you can still jump in on the contest for the secret power, just saying, or else it's going to go to someone else. So, jump in on the contest for the secret power, send me a private message, or else I have someone who by default I'm going to give it to. So yeah, if you want an advantage, do that. Send me a private message and tell me what your favorite moment from So You Want to Be an Imagineer history is. And if you were the first one to do that, I will automatically give you the secret power, let you know what it is, let you know how you can use it. I mean, seriously, why don't you want that? Why don't you want that? I don't get it. I don't get the stubbornness of it. If not, then yeah, someone else is going to get it. So jump on it. Jump on it. Do it. You know you want to. You know you want to. I'm talking to you. You, specifically you. I've got my eye on you. Alright, folks. I'm going to cut out. And stay tuned for the Season 10 retrospective. Hey guys, just wanted to tack one little thing onto the end of this because I forgot and I mentioned I would talk about it. And I promised Star Wars Geek I would talk about it. More information on his motivations behind PM Gate. Now, basically, Star Wars Geek was just really intimidated by all the new people, I mean all the old people coming into the season. Specifically, I think he was intimidated by Disney Son, Man-Eating Wreath, and Adventure Blue Dude. Those were the big three in his mind. So really, his strategy was all about getting those three off, and all about working with the other new people. And he really wanted to incorporate Outcast Island into this. He really wanted to, sort of just, kind of just build this alliance of new people and just exploit Outcast Island, send as many returning people there as possible, and control the votes to send the returning people home from Outcast Island. This was before Outcast Island worked out to basically if you weren't contributing anything, you get eliminated. Originally, I had it so that people would vote off people on Outcast Island if they got a low score, but it didn't really work out that way. But that's what Star Wars Geek's strategy was based on. And he didn't really get too much more into detail about that, but he did mention that a co-conspirator in his plan was Future Imagineer. Now, Future, not trying to call you out or anything, but I do think it's cool that the two of you really got this together. And Star Wars Geek, thank you for coming out with all this information, and thank you for delivering us with a very controversial moment, but a very iconic moment. I don't think you have anything to be ashamed of. I think all the community really respects you these days. You pulled off probably the most bold attempted strategic move in the history of the game, and you should give yourself a big pat on the back for that. And so, yeah, I just wanted to go over that with you guys a little bit because I promised Star Wars Geek I would. And yeah, look out for the Season 10 retrospective. I'm really hoping I have enough energy to get through all those, but I should be able to get through at least one. So, yeah, and here's to a brand new start to a brand new season, and I am really excited about it, and I hope you guys are too.